Many other areas still under alert level 1. Is it time to lift the outdoor mask mandate? Joining us now is Dr. John Wong. Doctor, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. What is the science telling you right now? Is it time to lift the mask mandates even just for the outdoors?
I usually give people this 3 out of 4 rule. No? Vaccination, ventilation, masking, and distancing. No? So if you can satisfy 3 out of the 4, no, you can advance with the 4th. No? So the easiest to do would be vaccination and ventilation. So if you're outdoors and you're boosted, no, you can choose to either mask or distance. No? So for example, if you're, let's say, jogging in the park, no, you can distance, no, you don't need to mask. No? Pero if you're in an outdoor concert, you cannot distance, no, you have to mask. No?
Because,
so that's
Doc,
a simple
in other countries in Asia, for example, you have the likes of Singapore, Japan, and Indonesia, they have lifted their outdoor mask mandates. Why can't we lift it just like them? Is their science different from ours?
You have to look at the context. No? You have to see whether the vaccination levels are the same, no? Especially for the vulnerable. No? Like for example, Singapore, I know, has a very high vaccination rates, no? Especially for the elderly. No? So we're probably at around 60 to 70%. No? So there are about 30 to 40% of people, especially elderly, and persons with comorbidities who are not protected yet.
But what about Indonesia, Doctor? I mean, they're basically close to 2.5 times more in terms of population than the Philippines. They've lifted already their mask mandate outdoors.
So you have to, again, you have to look at what other protections do they have. No, I'm not aware of the vaccination rate of Indonesia. No, it could be higher. No. The other thing is you should also look at yung community transmission. What is the level of that they have compared to the Philippines?
Should we at least give it a try? A test case, let's say in Cebu province, which is basically pushing for mask wearing to be optional outdoors.
Well, if you give it a try, no, I mean, it's a very, very risky proposition. You're basically saying, let's try it for a few weeks to see whether hospitalizations or deaths will rise. No, but taking into consideration our vaccination levels, no, I think we need that level of protection. No, kasi if you prevent, the best way to prevent hospitalizations and deaths, no, short of faster vaccination, no, is to prevent cases.
Where are we at right now in terms of vaccination and boosting levels, Dr. Wong? Shouldn't we also trust our kababayans that we will also follow the rules, mandatory outdoors and optional outdoors for masking?
We've seen since February, you know, since the end of the Omicron wave, we've seen a decrease, no, in demand for vaccination. No? People are done na kasi with the pandemic, no? So they're no longer afraid of the virus. No? So even though we do still have a lot of supply, no? Fewer and fewer people want to get it. No? So since February, you know, our pace of vaccination has been slowing down. No? So we're not there yet. No?
So how should we still push our kababayans to take even maybe just that first booster and eventually that second booster? Why is it waning, the interest to get that first booster?
I think we have to try harder to inform people, no? Even if they've received the primary series, no? Right now, no, their immunity will have waned already. No? Usually it lasts about 4 to 6 months lang. No? So more people need to be aware of that. Yung primary series is not enough.
So basically, if we don't, of course, many of the people that we know have already had their primary doses. If we don't get our first booster or second booster, could we see again a surge in in COVID cases over the next few weeks, as we can see right now, a rise in certain cities in some provinces?
Yeah. So if you notice, since mid-February, we've had very low cases now for about 4 months now. This is a combination of vaccination and infection-induced immunity. Pero 4 months, that's when immunity starts to wane for both vaccinations and infections. So we need to again reinvigorate our vaccination campaign.
And not only reinvigorate our vaccination campaign, but we should do a lot more testing yet again, Dr. Wong?
Yeah. Right now kasi, since Omicron is a very mild infection, some people may not even test at all. They might mistake it for a regular respiratory infection. And then a lot of people are also doing home antigen testing. So if you look at the cases here, you have to think of it that this is an underestimate. We probably have more cases than what we're already seeing now. So if we see a rise in cases, which we've seen over the past 1 week, we should think we actually have more cases than that.
So when do you think, Doctor, briefly, when do you think will the government implement its optional mask mandate for outdoors? Are we going to see it in this administration or the incoming administration?
I think this will probably have to be a decision for the next administration to make.
Dr. John Wong, thank you so much for your insights and for joining us on The Final Word.